Hello everybody, welcome to my tutorials. My name is JC, also known as Latinpianist, and welcome to my videos. Today we're going to learn some Aperggios on the left hand for worship playing. These notes, these chords will help you to sound better, so I'm going to try to make it for beginners and intermediates. So let's begin. The first thing I want to do is I want to give a demonstration here, and then I will explain what I'm doing, and then I'm going to get into the technicality of the chords. So let's begin. Okay, so you probably saw me working with some chords here, specifically the C chord, right? And I was going to the A minor chord and then the F major chord. So the first thing I want you to understand is where I'm playing, right? So that way you can recognize the scales or the notes that I'm playing. So again, I was playing C and then A minor and then F major and then G. Okay, that was all I was doing just to demonstrate the arpeggios on the left hand. So we're focusing on the left hand, and obviously what we're going to do on the left hand is you are going to play the C, right? And typically what you would do, this is what you would do on a standard left hand arpeggios when you're playing the worship songs, right? You would go like this, which would be C, G, and C, the octave, right? And same would apply with the F, right? F, C, F, back to C, and then F, back and forth. Those are the arpeggios on the left hand side, right? And on the right hand, you can play melody and improvise, right? But I'm going to show you a different way to play your left hand that'll sound more of worship. And there's two styles, right? The first one would just be playing, basically what you're doing is you're playing the left hand as a chord, but you're not playing it exactly as you're playing on the right hand. So let me explain. So on the right hand, you're playing the C major, right? And on the left hand, I told you to play the same chord, but you are not going to play this, right? You're not going to play the same chord on the left hand, all right, as the right hand, but you are going to use an inversion. So what you're going to do, you're going to play the C, and then you're going to play the G, and then you're going to play the E, but instead of playing the E there, you're going to play it over here. That's the chord, the C chord on the left hand, C, G, and E. You understand that? Okay, so this is the technicality. You're playing the C chord on the left hand, but instead of playing the E here, you're playing it over here. Okay, so C, G, and E, and that's it. So if you apply that, I'm going to lower it down here. Okay, so I'm going to play it right here. Okay, so if you do the arpeggio, watch this. Okay, so that's the Apergio that you're going to be playing, and you're going to apply the same technique to all the chords. So for example, if we go to the F, right, the way that you play on your right hand, the F, this is the right hand, F, A, and C, okay, F, A, and C, remember that. Now on the left hand, we're going to play the same chord, but we're going to do the inversion as we talked earlier. On the left hand, it would be, so we know that the F chord would be F, A, F, A, and C. And then on the left hand, it would be F, C, and then what's missing? So we know it's F, A, and C. We're missing the A, so you would play it here, but you're not going to play it here. You're going to apply it on this one here. So now you're going to play the F chord on the left hand. This is the left hand. Okay? And then you do the Apergio for the F. And you apply the same thing for the G. And then A. Okay? And then you go back to C. Okay? And that's it. Once you get that going, then you can just start playing, improvising whatever you want on the right hand, like I'm doing right now. I'm going to literally improvise. Okay, now I'm going to teach you the second style, which is very, very similar to the first style. The second style is a little bit more. We're adding more notes to the Apergio. So let's begin. So on the left hand, you're going to use the same technique that we discussed earlier. So when playing on the C chord, okay, that's the right hand. Now the left hand, the C chord, you're playing it right there. Remember? That's your left hand chord for C. Okay, now what you're gonna do, you're gonna run your the bass basically, because the left hand is the bass. You're going to run your keys from C, G, and then you're gonna add the following or the previous two notes. I'm sorry, two notes from the E. So you're gonna add these two. It's gonna be the C, D, E. Okay, you're gonna add those. So now we're going to run the bass by going like this. Watch this. That's it. And then you go back to C. You're going to apply the same technique to the F chord. Okay, let's go to the F. So how do you play F chord on the left hand? It would be this, right? But then as we learned previously, we're going to eliminate the A from here, and then we're going to apply it over here. And that's F major chord in the left hand, okay? But we're going to apply the previous two notes, these two, from A. Okay, we're going to apply these. So we're going to run your left hand. Watch this. And you're going to apply the same thing for G. Okay, G would be this. This is the G chord on the left hand. And then you're going to apply the last two chords from B. Okay, so you're going to run it. Ready? F. This is all the left hand. You're not using your right hand. You're using your left hand. G. A minor. Okay, so I hope that was helpful to you, and that you can ask me any questions in the comment. So I appreciate you stopping in today for this video tutorial. I hope you can subscribe and like the video and share it with your friends. Anybody who needs tutorials or piano lessons, I'd be glad to help you out.